Does that end? Boom, not a boom yet. 14 gram Ted Hankey darts, Throwback Thursday, number 7. Here we go. Okay guys, here we go. We have an incredible video for you today. In this video, we're going to be taking a close-up look at the 14 gram, you heard that right, 14 gram Winmau Ted Hankey darts. Now these are my favorite, by far my favorite all-time smooth barrel darts. The only problem is you can't find these things anywhere, and if you do happen to find them on eBay, the 14 gram version, you're going to pay a small fortune for them. These things are that rare. But as we always do on the channel, we'll go over some stats and dimensions, but then there's a very unique feature about these barrels that I haven't seen on any other barrels. So I'm going to show you a close-up there, and I'll show you how you can customize these barrels. It's really cool. So what do you say we grab the other camera and let's have a look. Here we go. Okay, here we go. The famous 14 gram Winmau Ted Hankey darts. As you see here, it just comes in a plastic hand case. And you know, I was fortunate enough that Darts Supply Shop hooked me up with this set several years ago. I guess they found a couple extra sets, so I was lucky enough to have a complete set here. I have customized mine a little bit, as you're about to see. I've got the Winmau nylon stems, as well as the Winmau free flow points, which creates that perfect transition on this Hankey nose cone. I am lucky enough to have the original flights though, so that's really cool. Well, let's get a close-up look over some stats and dimensions. Okay, there we go. How awesome is that setup looking? You know, I don't usually have these original flights on there, but in case of this video, I did put them on. We're running down some stats and dimensions. These are a 90% tungsten barrel, and being that they're so light, an incredibly small barrel, the length of these things, 43.9 millimeters long, and the width, right at the nose cone, 6.2 millimeters wide, and then it tapers down to the back of the barrel, 5.8 millimeters wide. So definitely a front-loaded dart. And then there's a little feature here I'm going to show you that makes them even more front-loaded. But these were also advertised as 14 grams. My setup with the Winmau Free Flow points, 14.3 grams. And I think they were originally like 14.1. But what an incredible dart. Let's get a close-up look, and then I get to show you this really cool feature that I was talking about. Okay, there we go. Great close-up look at the barrels there. And if you'll notice right away, personally, my favorite feature is this nose cone. Look how original that is. And when you add a specialty point like the Winmau Free Flows that I have here, you can also use a target storm point. It creates that perfect transition from point to barrel. So there's no lip, so you're going to experience less wild deflections, and your flights are going to last about 10 times as long because there's no lip there to damage your flights. And in my opinion, that's probably one of the best looking front end of the barrels on any set of darts I've ever seen. I just love the looks of these things. And also, if you'll notice, a smooth barrel dart, as I've said in other reviews, you know, the grip level, probably a 1, but once it warms up to your fingertips and you're playing with them for about 5 to 10 minutes, I would say probably a grip level 3, especially on these darts where it tapers bigger towards the front. So I think that only enhances the grip level. But now, guys, there's a super special feature about these darts, and I want to show you, and I think it's really, really cool. So let's take a look. Okay, so let me tell you about this really cool feature that you're only going to find on the 14 gram Ted Hankey Winmau darts. Now, I'm going to put up 2 pictures on the screen. This first picture you're going to look at is the 14 gram Ted Hankey barrel, and the dart next to it has a 30 millimeter target storm point on there. Now, the second picture I'm going to show you there, I've inserted the 30 millimeter long target storm point into the back end of these Hankey barrels, and as you'll notice, these barrels are drilled nearly 32 millimeters deep. So what that does, that makes these 14 gram darts, which are incredibly light to begin with, they make them super front loaded. So for whatever reason, they fly incredibly straight. But you're probably wondering, well, what's going on with these? So right here is a 99.9% tungsten welding rod. They're 3.2 millimeters wide, and what I did was cut them to a certain length where they would slide into the back of these barrels. Now, these each weigh 4 grams. So the best part about these darts is that I could cut these to any length, and I can make these barrels weigh 15, 16, 17, 18, or even 19 grams using these inserts. And what I do is I take a little bit of this tungsten putty and I put that in the back just to make sure that these inserts don't rattle around. So in my opinion, that's one of the best features because let's be honest, 14 grams, is way too light for most players. But you can add these tungsten inserts and, make the dart weigh whatever you want, from 14 all the way up to nearly, almost 20 grams, which I think is a more reasonable weight. So I really think that's what makes these barrels so special. And believe it or not, when you add weight internally to the barrel, it doesn't really upset the balance whatsoever. And I know, when you use like a heavier stem or a longer point, it can upset the balance of the dart. But again, when you add the weight internally, you don't notice the balance change at all. Pretty much zilch. But what do you say we get these things on the board and see how they fly? I'm going to be using my own Cosmo stem and flight setup. I don't want to bash up these original flights. So here we go. Okay, here we go. 14 gram Winmau Ted Hankey darts. I'm not using the inserts, by the way, so 14.3 grams it is for this short little demo. Now, speaking of light darts, decades ago I had a horrible case of dartitis, and that's the reason for my just horrible action. And what helped me overcome that was using super light darts. So that's a little pro tip for today. If you're experiencing dartitis and you can't release the dart, I would highly recommend seeking out a really light dart, seeing if that helps improve things. But as you saw with the opening clip, these barrels are so tiny, you're not going to have any problem whatsoever grouping them tightly, whether it's the bullseye, 180s, whatever. They group that tightly. And I've been warming up for about 5 minutes this morning, and already these barrels are sticking to my fingertips. Completely effortless to throw. Because these barrels are nearly hollow, they're like, about 90% hollow? They just track directly straight. I don't know what it is. Maybe it is because they're hollow or they're that front loaded, but even being a light dart, just completely effortless. I don't have to put any force into the dart, and they just fly dead straight. I mean, that is just, from my angle, I wish you guys could see it. These darts are going dead straight. All right, last one right here. We'll try 3 at the bullseye, 25, ooh, pulled it, and a 25 there. Now, I have one last clip for you guys. It's a little bit edited, as you're gonna see, so I hope you guys enjoy it. Here we go. Boom! Roasted. Boom! Boom! There we go. Well, there we go, guys. I hope you enjoyed the close-up look at the ultra-rare 14-gram Winmau Ted Hankey darts. Please feel free to leave a comment down below, and if you really did enjoy the video, feel free to hit the thumbs up as well. As always, guys, we will see you on the next video. Later.